Mhm. Hey there, welcome to Pop Culture Cupid.
I'm Alison, love coach, here to help you single people find your way back to love.
And I'm Michal, I'm a single life coach. I help singles embrace themselves and their singleness, as well as develop a healthy self relationship.
In this podcast, we will look at how pop culture impacts romance, dating, and your love life.
And each week we'll shoot another arrow through another pop culture delusion.
I thought we weren't going to do the whole cheesy thing.
And then burst into smithereens.
Oh my god, dude, that's so cringe!
Sorry, it's in the intro now.
If you make it through the chaos and you enjoy what you hear, please leave a comment, like, subscribe, and go to all the social media.
At Pop Culture Cupid on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Enjoy!
Nice. Recording in progress. Maybe one day I'll be able to start this recording without repeating the recording in progress message.
I was just about to say, every so often I'm thinking, should I leave it in? And I don't think I ever do, but I think I will. I think I'll leave it in. Recording in progress. Because when we didn't have it, but that like one time where we tried with Teams, and I think we didn't even record anything with Teams, it really threw us.
It probably did. You know what? That might be our lucky charm.
Yeah, it really threw us. So I do not think it's a good idea to stop saying it. I think it's our thing.
Yeah. It's just an instinct. It just happens naturally and I can't help it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, I want everyone listening to say congratulations to Alison on her new job.
Thank you.
I'm going to be that supportive friend that embarrasses you in front of everyone.
Getting the candles out at a restaurant. Happy birthday to you.
Yes, exactly.
I love it. Thank you. I'm very happy and very excited about it. I start on the 16th, so let's get a lot of podcasts recorded before then.
Yes,
because I'm going to go back.
Let's do it.
So say thank you, because last time we recorded, which was the day before yesterday, I hadn't received an offer yet, but I received an offer later that day, and it's very cool. And and we talked about this Lori. I can't even pronounce her name. You know the name.
Yay!
And I'm also thinking a lot about what to do with my life, and we're not going to go into it today. I feel like I need to kind of think it through, and then maybe think it through with you off air, and then just kind of see what happens. But today we are talking about
the Lori Gottlieb Well, it's actually was it on Steven Bartlett?
It was.
I keep losing track. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts lately. My God. It was on the Steven Bartlett podcast, The Diary of the CEO, and he was talking to Lori Gottlieb, who's a writer / couples therapist, relationship therapist, expert. And God, I wanted to quote the whole podcast.
It's so good.
There's so many gems. Yeah, one of the best ones. So I'll probably share it on our story and everywhere, so you can go ahead and watch it. But I feel like I mean, she's so much better than we could ever be.
Woo, but she's also got that much more experience. We do.
That's true. Yeah, no, not putting us down. I'm just saying that she's, anyway. Well, I just feel like humbled to come and comment on her, pearls of wisdom.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree that it's I don't even know if the word is humbling. But we are doing it in a humbling way. Like, this is just, I would say aspirational more than humbling. Like, we are doing it in a humble way, and we are, aspiring to be her. Kind of like when we talk about Charlotte Dobre, it's just, we talk about her, but we do it in an aspirational way because we, look up to these amazing people, and
and also create conversation and discussions between us and with the community that we're creating, and just it's opening up these different topics that I think are important to discuss.
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, hopefully, so last time we kind of said you need to listen to it, and you know, we're gonna want to post about it when the episode comes out. And maybe if you haven't listened to it, you want to, you know, listen to it before we talk about it now. So Lori is a relationship expert, so she's, you know, she's kind of, you know, where we want to be. You know, I feel, you know, it's you with singlehood and then me with dating, and it's her with relationship. You know, it's kind of the next stage of relationships. And she had some kind of amazing points. And you're so much more organized than I am in these situations where I know you prepare. Well, you prepare notes. I just kind of feel, oh yeah, I know I want to talk about this. And then the thing is now in my mind, there's a lot of things I want to talk about, you know, about communication in relationships and how people are feeling lonely, and what Steven Bartlett said about how do I make friends and all of these things. And it's they're very powerful. And, you know, I think, you know, where should we start?
I know. I you know what? I don't even think it's that I'm organized. It's just that I'm so forgetful, and I'm afraid to forget certain points. And so, and my God, I wish I can give you a glimpse into my mind. You know what? Your mind probably works the same. It's constantly going. It's constantly with a lot of ideas and things, and it's very hard for me to keep track of everything. So I have to write it down. Otherwise, you know, it's just gonna get lost in the mess of my mind.
Same. As I was driving home today, I was listening to another Steven Bartlett podcast. You guys need to listen to him. And I know Steven Bartlett from Dragon's Den, and you're the one that kind of said let's take a listen to his book and his podcast. And so I did, and thank you. And it turns out that a lot of my kind of friends who are on this journey of self-development also listen to him. And he's got amazing guests, and he is very humble, which is what I was saying about what I wasn't sure about on Dragon's Den, where he kind of seemed a bit arrogant, but actually he's very humble, which kind of translates to I'm confident in Dragon's Den. And anyway, and so I was listening to his podcast.
No, but something I get from him a lot, especially in his book, is that he's not gatekeeping anything, and he's not, you know, over promising and under delivering like a lot of people do, and a lot of gurus promise you all these big things, and they sell you on these huge life-changing promises and things that they can help you do, and then they just go on and on and on, and you don't actually get anything out of it. They're just like, you know, want to hear themselves speak or whatever it is. And so I feel like with him and with the guests that he brings, there's always value to take, and there's always just cutting to the chase without all the bullshit and the pillow talk and all the cushioning, you know, all the it's just direct and to the point and exactly what you need. So anyway,
I completely agree with that analysis. And let's dive in. So I think I want to start with something about dating, which is funny because she's very good about talking about this is what people should say, but in reality, because of society and because of how we're brought up and because of everything, this is how things actually are. And the example that I'm going to take is when she talks about a guy inviting a woman out for a drink. Should he or should he not pay? And I was like, because if I'm going to be really honest with myself, I kind of expect the guy to pay.
Oh, for sure. And I'm trying to look for the note that I wrote about it, but go on.
and I disagree with myself, because when I talk to women as clients and things, I tell them, like, what does it change for you? Like, you know, you're a powerful woman, and I try to, you know, and which is exactly what she does as well, of just like, you know, we need to talk about your relationship with money. But she also says, like, it would be a turn off for me and it would be a red flag, because the dichotomy of dating is just set up in such a way where we're not going to change the world, you know, instead of trying, because there's nothing innately toxic about this dating like scheme. You know, toxicity was with the way, you know, slavery or women not having the right to do anything or hitting children, you know, those things were toxic and they needed changing, and so they did. But a man paying for the date is not innately toxic. We've got other things to deal with, big pharma and things like that. These are things that we want to change, and the dating thing is not something you want to concentrate on. And so this is what she's saying of, yeah, fine, if women and men earn the same, they should share, etc. But that's just not the way it is, because it's ingrained in us, whether it's evolution or society or whatever, wherever it comes from, that's the way it is. And so if you very much want to be dating, you need to go to fit in the mold rather than try to change the mold.
Yeah. And I wrote that she said it's a way of signaling interest, which I think is the key aspect of this whole thing, where when someone is interested in you, then they want to invest in you, whether it's for paying for your drink or your meal, or taking you to a nice place, or investing a bit of extra thought into what they're going to do on the first date with you, or the second date, or any other date. And it reminds me of what you said when we were talking about, I think it was like 1, 2, 3 episodes ago. You were talking about how a man should take the decision away from the woman, basically, by being more decisive and asking questions. I mean, you said it so much better than I did, but like asking questions of, would you rather go to a cocktail bar or to a wine bar or to have beer, whatever it is, without a yes or no question. Yeah. And it's sort of a man taking control. And at the end of the day, it is what it is. I do believe that men and women are inherently different. And yes, there are exceptions. And yes, some people might not feel like they fall into certain molds. But at the end of the day, I think that it's a healthy balance to keep, because it makes things easier. It makes things simpler. It makes them more predictable in a world filled with unpredictability. Can I say that?
Well, yeah.
Or with so many different complicated variants. And I'm dating someone who's very much I always say, like, you're such a caveman. He's like such a, not in the way that he's actually behaving like a caveman, but he's one of those men that likes to provide. He likes to give. He likes to treat his woman like a woman. And a lot of people will say that's very primitive, but I see it as a good thing. And it's not because he sees me as less worthy. It's not because he expects me to be in the kitchen or dress all pretty for him. It's because that's his nature, and because he wants to provide and he wants to be a strong man in my life. So yeah.
And to be clear, we're not saying men should pay for the dates and women should take offense to if men don't pay. We are just saying this is how we're feeling, and this is why we are feeling it, and how to manage it, type of thing. And and she did also say but some women are happy to share and they offer, and then I would agree with, this is how I would behave, if I'm going to be completely honest and kind of with myself and therefore with you. If I'm on a date with a guy, I would expect for him to pay. However, on the first date, on the second or third, then I would split the bill, and then come down the line, I would pay for the whole bill. But this is kind of exactly what happened with JT. And this is how I feel. This is how I would suggest for women to behave. Just see how he feels, because just observe the situation. I would also say, the person who pays is the person who initiated the date. However, if a woman would say, I'll pay or let's split, and she's expecting the guy to fight back, then that's unfair.
Yeah, I think it's never fair to go and expect another person to just pay for you. I will always make an effort to say, like, we can split if you'd like. And I mean, this is right in the beginning, is the more you progress in the relationship, I think the more you should split things, and the more you see